Hey guys, Kevin here from MixSmarter. I'm going to show you guys how to accomplish different ways of automation in Pro Tools today. So what I got here, I have two tracks set up. I have an acoustic bass and a banjo track, and they are getting sent to this aux track right here, which has a reverb plugin inserted on it. And I'm going to show you guys how to automate the level of this fader, this send fader, mute, solo, and actually automate within the plugin itself. So let's get started. This right here is your automation lane. You can select it via here, and volume, mute, pan come default with any other tracks, volume, mute, and pan. But since we have a bus or a send on this track, we can actually automate that too. So let's go here and let's send this. Let's automate this send level real quick. We're already in this automation lane, so you can take this hand tool right here, and you can create all these points along this path. And this line is your actual level. So what you can do is select one of the points, you can bring it up, and you can take this one and bring it down. And basically these points are breaks along this line, so anything you move, you'll have to create another point if you want to, get more intricate with it, but you got that right there. So when you play it back, you can see the faders move on their own. So check it out. Okay, pretty cool. That was in Reed automation, by the way. You could also go into Write and do essentially the same exact thing. But one cool thing about it is you can go to this pencil tool and you can select freehand, and you can get even more detailed with it if you want to, like create this sign formation. I mean, you can do anything like that. It's up to you how you want it to sound or look. You could also go into Latch right here, and this will allow you to record the automation in real time while actually moving the fader. It'll record your fader movements. So if we go back here, and since it's in Latch mode, all we got to do, let's hit play, and let's start moving the fader. So it recorded our movements right there. So when you play it back, you can see exactly what you just did. Now if you're in Latch mode and you play back what you just did, as long as you don't touch this fader again, it won't start recording. It'll just play back what you just recorded. But if you're in Latch mode, what you can do is you can play back this right here. Say you like that. Now grab the fader, and now you can re-record a whole new automation from the point where you actually first grab the fader. So if you don't grab it, it's in Latch mode, it'll play back and it won't affect what you've already done. But once you grab the fader and once you move it, it will obviously start recording. So that's Latch mode, which is really handy. So just remember that. But if you're in like Write mode or something, or touch, let's say, you're going to have to go back to Read when you play it back. So, but Read is what it defaults to, and if you don't want to use any automation, you can always just select off if you want to. But Read is pretty simple. Okay, so that's how you can automate the levels. Obviously, when you go over here and you're selecting your automation lane, you can also automate the mute via this lane, and you can also do it via Latch too if you want to. So you could just go to Latch, or you could go to Write, go to Latch, go right here, and it still has all your levels too. So these are completely different automation lanes. So when you play this back, even though you're in mute, what you recorded in your level automation lane, it stays there. So you can hit play, and I mean you can mute it now, then unmute it, mute it, unmute it, hit stop, and it records those. And since this is an on or off, basically, switch automation, you have on, off, on. So it's always going to look like that. You can't do like a freehand thing with a mute or a solo automation. So that's your mute automation. And then another trick is actually automating parameters within the plugin itself. The way to do this is right here under Auto. This is Plugin Automation Enable. You want to select that. All these different parameters come up that you can actually automate. I already selected master bypass and input gain, but if you wanted to select something else, let's say density, you want to automate the density within the plugin itself, hit add, and boom, you're in. So this has a green box. I don't know if you could tell, but it has like a green outline around it. That means it's enabled for automation, as well as this bypass button right here. You can tell by the color. So now if you want to, you can go over here down this aux track, which is where the plugin is. You're not going to be able to do it in the banjo track, but you're going to do it in the aux track. So go right here, FXA True Verb. You have master bypass, input gain, and density. These are the ones that you selected to actually automate. So you could select any one of them. Let's say density. Now you could do the same thing we just did above. You could write, latch, touch, any of these automation parameters into your automation lane. So if you want to automate the density here, which, I don't know, you can do whatever you want to do. You know, it's up to you. There's so many things you could do. You just take the hand tool, and you go right here, right here, right here, bringing the density down a little bit, and then, so this is just, you know, things you could do, mess around in Pro Tools with. Yeah, so that's the basics of accomplishing some different automation. You know, those are some different automation techniques you could do in Pro Tools. I highly suggest experimenting with it, as it can add a level of dynamics and interest to any mix by actually automating plugin settings and send levels. It's a very important thing to mixing. So it definitely takes some work, some experimentation, and experience. So get on it. I'll see you guys next time.